All right, living environment fans from across the globe, from US, Canada, out to Newfoundland, and overseas, welcome to the Bellringer. It's Friday already. It feels like I just saw you, like it was only Tuesday when I last saw you. Weird how that is. But anyway, it's Friday, and today's Bellringer, we're gonna be looking at the nucleus of cells. Yeah, last day of the quarter, by the way. Last day of the quarter. Make sure everything's done today, because it'll close up. You'll get a new classroom, all starting Monday. All right. Hey now. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. And he's super cool. It's Mr. Kovacs class. Look, it's Connie, the consumer type cell. All right, let's see if you remember. What are these parts right here? The powerhouses of the cell. They convert glucose into ATP. Very good. There's mitochondria. All right, how about this blue part right here that's squiggly? It's like a post office. It packages materials and moves them. Very good. That's the Golgi. Now you can see the endoplasmic reticulum, this like yellow wiggly stuff, and on it are little dots. These are where proteins are assembled. Those are called, very good, the ribosomes. And then, of course, around the outside of the cell, controls what goes in and out of the cell. That is the cell membrane. And of course, we're going to look deep into the main office of the cell, the nucleus of the cell, and that's what we're going to focus on today. The nucleus. What's inside it? We know that the nucleus has a little ball inside of it we call the nucleolus. That's where ribosomes are made. And then the rest of the nucleus is filled with the genetic material, the chromatin, if you will, right? It's all spread out. Here, let me show you a picture taken with an electron microscope. There we go, right? This is what it looks like under electron microscope. It's long, thin strands of DNA all spread out inside of the nucleus. And that's what's going on inside of the nucleus. We call it, when it's all spread out in the nucleus, like this bowl of spaghetti here, we call that chromatin. And each strand of chromatin is made up of basically a combination of DNA plus some protein histones that they're wrapped up in, right? So each strand. And then the DNA, of course, has the instructions to tell that cell how to make the proteins it needs to make, right? Chromatin is the stuff in the nucleus, the mixture of DNA and proteins, right? It's made out of DNA, right? DNA is the molecule that codes for proteins. What happens in the nucleus is that when it's time to make a protein, you've got to separate the DNA. You basically unzip it. We'll talk more about that later. And then you make a copy of a little segment of DNA. The segment you make a copy of, we call a gene. The copy is called mRNA. And messenger RNA goes out into the cytoplasm to a ribosome, and it basically, the list of chemicals here in the mRNA give the ribosome the instructions of what amino acid to add to the protein, to make the protein. This all happens right in the nucleus. Here's the DNA molecule running through, and then this is an enzyme, right? An enzyme is a protein. This one is called RNA polymerase. And RNA polymerase's job is to split the DNA molecule and copy half of it, and then drop that half off. We call that mRNA, messenger RNA. It's done by an enzyme, all right? Enzymes speed up chemical reactions. Right? This is one of many enzymes that you have to have. We'll learn all about the code of DNA. We're gonna take some DNA out of cells, but it's really as simple. I think I mentioned this in class, right? DNA itself is like a ladder. It looks like a ladder, kind of on its side here, but the sides of the ladder are made up of sugars called deoxyribose, and then the rungs of the ladder are made up of nucleotide bases, nucleotides, which are the subunits, right? They are the monomers. And what's interesting to me and really interesting about life on Earth is that all of the instructions to make all living things on Earth are written in these same chemicals, and there's only 4 of them. There's only 4 it's like the instructions are written in an alphabet that only has 4 letters. And you can make, with the same 4 letters, you can make a jellyfish, or you can make an oak tree, or you can make a people. It's amazing. We're gonna get into the mystery of DNA and remind you that it's the end of the quarter, it's the end of the semester. We're halfway through after today. And yeah, as we march on towards the Regents exam in June, make sure that by the end of today, you've got everything that you can turned in and complete, so I can give you credit for it for the second quarter, because Monday we start new.